What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? Oh, you guys got my pick? The old LaCroix, of course. Thank you, Tofu. Gamers rise up. By the way, thanks, Derek. Thanks for the sub for the 3 months in a row. That's awesome. Oh, you guys didn't get my pick? You know, I saw that the Midnight album came out, but I haven't heard it yet. Like, we're on the same label. I feel like I should. Yeah. Santa Steve's at work. Yeah. How's it going, everybody? What's up? Happy Friday. Everybody have a pretty good week? Gross. Oh, so the Midnight album is cool. Yeah, I know. It's like, wait, it's Friday? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about these weeks. Everything just kind of flies by. There's not really any sense of like, I mean, there's a sense of time, but it's like, there's no, like, the weekends and the week kind of blurs together, at least for my job. I don't know. I'm sure it's different for everybody. Yeah, we could get super busy at work. Fun. Yeah, I mean, hey, buddy. He's already begging, and it's 6 o'clock. I don't know why I needed to look at the clock to know that, because I should know. I should actually know what time it is. Oh, looks like I answered your question. Bye bite. Hey, buddy. See, he got used to getting treats in the past streams, and now this is a problem. Okay, here we go. Funky Psychedelic, how would you describe your music? What genre do you consider yourself? I don't consider myself any genre. I say that like as kind of like a pretty vague thing. Like I make a point to do every genre, do everything I possibly can. So like it's like I actively avoid genres as much as I possibly can. And I think I end up doing kind of my own thing in that way, you know. That's the intent, at least. I don't know. Am I getting a Skype call? Yeah. He's just like... He's such a dingus. Okay, buddy. I got some new samples that I've been playing around with. Have I ever been to Argentina? Yes. I went to Mendoza, actually. And he's just gonna chill here. Okay. Okay, buddy. I feel like he's just putting on a show now. Yeah, push buttons for treats. Just real quick, how is Liz doing on her trip? She's doing great. I mean, it's super hard, obviously, but, you know, she has, like, a support crew and all that, so, like, yeah, I think she's hanging in there. She's doing a slightly different strategy than some other people, and, she's starting a bit faster at first before her body's, like, completely, you know, tired, so she doesn't have to push at the end, basically. So it also buys her some wiggle room in case of like some minor injury or something like that, you know. It's just like, okay. It's like, I will beg right now. This is ridiculous. See, I blame the stream treats. That's what I blame. I've never seen a DJ without disc wheels. Is this DJing? No, I wouldn't even call this DJing. This is something else. This is live streaming, I guess. I mean, like, if I had to throw any, like, call it any term, I'd call it like live remixing or something. Here. Is that less ringtone-y for you? Oh, interesting. Okay, the chat. Hold on. Yeah, usually the chat is overlaid, but that's a bit weird. Okay, buddy. Let's put you down. Okay, now it works. Okay, I'm not sure what I did. It was turned on. I think it just needed to. I don't know. Needed something. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. We're good. Needed a little nudge, yeah. No, I'm not gonna pull a Alinity. I don't even know much about that at all, except the memes, you know. Yeah, Kitty's determined to make all the cams, cat cams. Would I ever move to Los Angeles? I'm pretty happy in Portland. Like, I don't know. I mean, LA's cool, but it's a little overcrowded with artists, and I kind of like my little pocket up here. Even though it's all online, like, it doesn't matter, you know? Just getting through some of the questions here. New Oxy RAC pack. No Oxy pack, but I am working on a new Splice pack, so there's that. I gotta finish that up. I'm pretty late on that, actually. Redman Jerry is like, I really want to make music when I get older. Advice. I mean, there's definitely no like age, you know, where it's like, oh, you have to start by this age or whatever. I think you can make music at all ages, but I mean, I guess if like, I don't know how long we're talking, but like in the future, it'll be actually pretty interesting to see how, you know, music technology develops, basically. Okay, cool. Just catching up here. Oh, Deuce Teriyaki is the best I've ever had. I've never tried that. I gotta try that. Talk to you when I'm 35. Are you saying that 35 is old? I'm gonna get into some music for a little bit, but then I'll get back to the questions in a second. So. Yeah, let's say I know these are like all like very serious like life questions, and I do want to answer them, but like let me get into some music first. Oh, thanks everybody. Okay, let me get back to the chat real quick. Where was I? There's a bunch of stuff that's kind of piling in, so I might skip around a little bit and try to answer quickly. Okay. Apologies if you already answered this. What type of music did you listen in your forming years, and what were your favorite artists? I listened to a lot of different things. I didn't have like a ton of access to music in general. I think partly growing up in Portugal, and also just you know, pre-internet basically, so I was somewhat limited, and also just it was expensive. You know, I didn't really couldn't really afford to buy records, so it's sort of just random stuff I would hear on the radio. Later on, when I was like 12 or 13, that's when I really got into like Nirvana and some more metal stuff. But in like maybe then The Cure and I'm trying to think of like. I mean, my interests are pretty wide. Like I remember being really into Deftones a little bit later, like 15, 16, and yeah, maybe like a little bit of Paul Simon, stuff like that. I think having inspiration is really important when making music. When you're in the mindset of things, you can make some great stuff. Yeah, I definitely agree that like I feel like inspiration isn't like something that kind of comes to you. I think it is partially. I think it's fair to say that it's partially just a state of mind, like a level of comfort. You know, if you're feeling comfortable, then you know things will just kind of flow, basically. It's actually kind of like turning your brain off. You have to like stop thinking about it. Okay. No new chair yet? No. What's under his chair? This is like a blanket because this is a wooden chair and it's really uncomfortable. But I need to order a new one. I just haven't yet. So it's not that bad. I complain about it a lot, but it's not that bad. Yeah, we have the DAC now. Okay. Thanks for the sub, Caroline. Appreciate it. 2 months. Sick. Thanks, Brian. Okay, just moving down this. You have so many modular systems, but looks like only one is working. Yeah, they're on, but they're not. They have nothing to do with this setup. I turn them on because they look cool for the stream, basically. I mean, I use them while I'm recording, but like I usually turn them off when I'm not using them. Sojourn. Okay, that's a really interesting story behind Closer. Yeah, so I haven't really talked about this much on the stream. Closer was an EP I did 2 years ago, maybe, where it was like a kind of like a collaboration with the Oregon Ballet Theater here in Portland, and I basically got paired up with 4 different choreographers and wrote a song with them, or for them, basically. I didn't like. It was kind of like talking about ideas, and then I went and did something, and then gave it to them, and then they created a piece around it, which was awesome. And it was like a pretty short run, like maybe a couple weeks. It was pretty small time, but it was really cool to kind of dip my toes in that world and do something slightly classical, if you want to consider that classical. I don't know, but I got to hire like a cello player and all this stuff. Nice golden lint roller with the boy with sunglasses. That looks pretty sick. Do I have any kids? No. These are my children right here. Wherever that other one is. Who are some of the artists you love to work with that you haven't before can't reach currently? I mean, this question comes up a lot. I think my go-to, kind of not thinking too hard about it, is like Kimbra, like Caroline Palachuk, maybe, if I'm saying that correctly. Sorry if I'm not, but yeah, that kind of comes to mind. Okay. Oh my god. It's a pretty serious question here. What's your take on Turkey converting the Hagia Sophia from a museum back to a mosque? Do you think it's a way for Erdogan to gain a religious vote, or is it right Volcano to do what they want with the place? To be honest, I actually don't know of any of the nuances of that story. So, I mean, I know that Erdogan has like, I don't know, from my perspective, like people have sort of mixed feelings about him in terms of like how much power he has and sway he has. So I feel like in any situation, too much power is never good. So I don't, to be honest, I don't want to speak about it without really knowing much about it. So I'll leave it at that. Jesse, okay, sending love from Thailand. Wish you would have gotten stuck here in February. Right. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I guess at the end of, when was this? Yeah, like early or end of January, early February. And I had to cut my trip short to make it back to the U.S. in time. I mean, they were. I didn't like. It wasn't like I barely made it or anything like that. But yeah. But yeah, like I remember even then Corona was already starting to be a thing, like people were wearing masks. Okay, that's weird. Oh, the instrumental classical bits and We Belong in Love, you definitely have to, thanks. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean that's that was sort of the song that really piqued my interest in that world. Oh, okay, Derek. Trying to figure out a budget solution, audio interfacing. Currently, Focusrite Apollo is the best solution. Define budget, because like that can mean a lot of things. Like, because like I've said this a lot with audio. It's like I feel like there's diminishing returns. So like the jump from 200 to 500 can be pretty significant, but the jump from 500 to 1,000, it's not as big. And then from especially above 1,000, it's just it's incremental, minimal improvements, which are sometimes are worth it, but you know, you have to justify that. Yes, this is LaCroix. Okay, so you, sub 1,000. How much is the Apollo now? It could be worth getting like a used Apollo. Because here's the thing: is like the one thing is getting the Apollo, then the other is you have to buy the plugins. So that it's not 1,000. You know, it's like it's going to be much more than that. And you know they give you a bundle when you buy it. So. Or you can get one of the twins. These are fun too. Yeah, I'm trying to like. I mean, I have some Focusrite stuff over there, and I've used Focusrite. I have some stuff in my closet from Focusrite. I think they're great. It's like I feel like that. There's so many layers to this question, because it's like, how many tracks do you need? That really is kind of what sets the cost, is like how many tracks. I mean, you can always get a separate MIDI interface. Like that's what I have here. It's like a Motu MIDI thing interface. Oh, okay, NetByte. So I do have a donation animation, but maybe it didn't work. So It's like usually on my screen all the way over here. Sometimes I miss it. I'm glad you brought that up. So let me read the message. Like, I like your stuff. If you could do some type of remix of Fisher Spooner's Never Win, I would enjoy it. If not, anything you got. Yeah. First of all, thank you for the 20. So it's funny enough. I don't think they work together anymore. But my manager also works with Fisher Spooner, so that's actually not that far off. But that kind of thing. It's like. With rights and whatever. I mean, as long as you do the remix officially, you can do whatever you want, right? I'll. I mean, it's not something I could do like on the stream or anything like that, but it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities, I guess. I love Fisher Spooner, actually. I think they're great. Okay, just catching. Okay, Gordon Bombay, 420. Did you start a new label with Gold Room? So what's the origin story? I'm just looking at Lil Felix's comment as well. Yeah, so we started a label. I guess we started talking about it maybe two years ago plus, it's a label called Minerva. We've actually been doing it for a second. We've never released our own stuff through Minerva until today. Like Gold Room released a track through Minerva, so that's a first. But yeah, like we put out one of La Felix's tracks. It's awesome, and I mean we've put out a whole bunch of stuff. I think like 14 or 15 different singles and EPs at this point. So it's It's been really fun to kind of dip our toes into that world and start to like build a company, basically. Our tracks, those simple melody loops that you can turn on and off with your sliders thing. Yeah. So this is just a repeating melody, and I can change the sound, add some effects. Add some analog delay, and then add some chords from this one. The cell phone, the ringtone, That makes sense. Yeah, so each track is sort of a different type of instrument-ish. That's kind of a kind of a loose thing. And thanks for the subnet, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the donation thing, because it's just on the. I need to adjust this, maybe get it over here so I can glance at it more often. Because a lot of the times it's repeating information. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're good. Dr. Luco, hey man, just stumbled on your stream, discovered Youngblood Hawker, music since set up so aesthetically pleasing. I'm really digging it. Thank you. Glad you like it. I mean, I've mentioned on the stream before, I'm very much into photography, and I had a lot of the gear anyway, so yeah. Unbranded, what's up? Okay, it's cool to see live, thank you. But I don't live far from you, and you have been I've been in your area often. Oh, ground control, yeah, ground control is great. I honestly can't remember the last time. I think the last time I was there was with Onomataguchi, forever ago. I feel like they were DJing or something. I think that was the last time I went there. It's been a second. It's a good hangout spot and just great to play pinball or Street Fighter or something, in an actual arcade box. Dak. Very random question, but do you know a Philip Varvaris by chance? Oh my god, that name is really familiar. Although I'm not placing it specifically. I'd need a little more context. But yeah. Well, Felix, like, I can't seem to do much music work these days because you're pressing it constantly. Yeah, I know. I'm doing it 3 times a week, which is, I feel like, kind of a lot. I mean, maybe not compared to some streamers, but to do like the music stuff, that's, I think, where it's like, it takes a lot of work to sort of prepare and like get, update things and improve them, Did RAC ever not, or was it ever more than one member, I think is what you're asking. Yeah, so the story goes, like, in the beginning, like, I wanted to, like, I wanted to be a company. I wanted to have like multiple people doing remixes, so we could basically do it for hire for like, companies and things like that. That was the business plan, basically. I wasn't trying to be an artist, specifically, and that quickly changed. I think maybe like a couple months into it, where it, like, so there was this other guy, 2 people that I asked to be early on was like Chris Crookrum, basically, and this guy Aaron Jasinski. So they were just like people I knew from online that had done remixes, so it like made sense to like kind of bring them into it. But once I started doing remixes, like all the labels just wanted me to do it. So like I fell into this kind of this weird thing where like I wanted to give people other work, but it was all coming to me. And then like Andrew Maury was involved and Carl Kling for quite a while. So yeah, so there have been other people involved in some capacity, but for the most part, it's been my project. Yeah. You should do a collab with us, the chat. Okay, Caroline, okay, you should do a walkthrough of your tracks. Yeah, actually, I was actually thinking about doing that today, maybe a little bit later in the stream, to go through, because I had a new remix come out today for Airborne Toxic event, and maybe I could just do like a walkthrough. But I'm going to play some music first and then get into that. But and since you're a Desert remix, say my name. Thank you. Yeah, that was a fun remix. Also, like 1 in like 20. Thoughts on the AirPod Pros? These are awesome. I love these. I'm not sponsored. Apple doesn't sponsor anybody, but I obviously love Apple products. And even though I'm on a PC right now, but I think they're awesome. I use them for calls all day long. I refuse to put a phone up to my face anymore. Like, it's like I have to use these. It's so much better. Philip was a roommate in college who told me about your music, and I feel like I remember him telling me that he knew you somehow. That name is like so familiar, man. Like I'm gonna like, yeah. That name is like very, very familiar. Hello, just wanted to say that you this is my shit. Thank you, glad you like it. I listened to your Song Exploder podcast episode and really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you. That was it's funny because like Song Exploder at the time was it was like episode like 19 or something. It was like pretty early on, and then Song Exploder became this like massive, and rightfully so, because this is a great podcast. But it was really fun to do that. It's very, very well edited and very well done. What made you decide to start streaming? I think like I liked it's funny because I had actually been watching streamers for a while. Like I'm mostly like Shroud and like I'm trying to think of like anybody else. Mostly like gaming related streams, and I was like, I bet I could do something like that with music. In my own way, and I had sort of been developing these systems, the stuff that I'm sort of using now. I'd been developing these over time, while performing live, but I felt like a lot of the nuance, all the work that went into it was sort of lost in the live setting, because there's no detail. It's people are there for like a short, condensed, fun time basically. So my approach to this is like it's a little more drawn out, and yeah, like you said, you can actually see what I'm doing. I can talk about it. I can explain it. This is something I would never be able to do in a live setting, obviously. So again, not knocking like a live setting, but it's different. And so I had already put all this work into it, and I was like, okay, maybe streaming is an interesting thing to do. And I did one stream, and I thought it went well. I did it on YouTube, and it was just one camera. It was like a GoPro, and I was sort of dipping my toes into it. Like I didn't really know anything about. Let me change the chord just to kind of switch it up a bit. Wait, what was I talking about? Okay, there we go. Yeah, streaming. Okay, yeah, the first stream. So, I thought it went well. I was sort of dipping my toes, figuring out how the thanks guys, how the like OBS works and like all this stuff. And I'm kind of technically oriented anyway, so it just like it made sense for me to like try, just mess around with it and try it out. Oh, thanks, Strange Cargo. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I think there wasn't like this crazy amount of thought that went into it. I was sort of just generally interested in it, and I did like maybe one or two, something like that, and then Corona hit, and it was like, I have an album coming out. I'm not going to be able to tour. What can I possibly do? It's like, well, I already have all this streaming gear. Why not try that? Not as a replacement for live, but I mean, I'm just sitting at home anyway. Strange Cargo. Okay, the song's photo was how I discovered RAC. Your episode was also the episode that got me into the podcast. Nice. Would you ever do how I put together the song stream? Yeah. I mean, I did that a little bit with the album, but like I think. I think there's a lot more that I could explore there. And again, like the whole live streaming setup that I have now, I'm really fine tuning it now, and I want to structure it a little bit better. So yeah, maybe one day will be more like straight up set, playing with this system. Maybe another one would be more, like production oriented, or maybe some other ones would be like gaming and whatever. Like I could do a lot. So yeah. So I think I'm gonna try. I should brainstorm you a catchphrase. Nah, I'm good. That stuff's so cringy. You technical? No way. I like what I like, Speaking of which, I have gigabit internet now with much better upload. So, I mean, not that I really had any issues with uploading it before anyway, but at least nothing too bad. Miraflexink, I've loved your music for years, but seeing you stream definitely was a good way to get me to buy the album. It worked. Marketing. No, but I do appreciate that. Like, it's like a tour in many ways is marketing for the album, basically. Yeah, so like I was, in a way it is marketing, but it's also like a way to sort of connect and engage in a much more meaningful way than I've done before. So yeah, it's a shame that when I Google RAC, I get an Australian car insurance company instead of you. That's really funny, but also that I think might be just localized to you, because if I actually have the top RAC link on most, especially if you do like RAC music, obviously. But I'm not gonna try to outspend like an insurance company. Like, if you want to find me, you can easily find me. Like, I don't think people are just gonna like type in RAC in Google and just, well, I'm done. I give up. You know. Heisenberg, my sub count is currently 799, one away from 800. What games do you currently enjoy? You know, actually, I've been playing. I mean, by the way, I'm just like hanging out in the chat a little bit more today and playing a little bit less music. I'll get into some music later, but what was this? Games. Yeah. So for the past couple of days, I've been playing this game called Rise of Industry, which is pretty fun. It's more like a logistic game, kind of like Factorio, RimWorld, stuff like that. It's pretty great. So like 120 megabit download speed. No, more like 700 on a good day. So they call it gigabit, but really, yeah, it's fine. How does a tour market an album? It's actually kind of an old school idea, really. It's nothing really it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but just by touring, because like in each territory, you're getting a promoter putting money into it and promoting it and on the radio and whatever, and it all helps basically. Passion Stuck on You are my faves on Boy right now. Hope they find their way to feature mix. Yeah, for sure. Let me find them. Okay, just catching up here with the chat. Oh, LaFelix, yeah. So like I get a lot of tweets from people stuck on the side of the road, like tweeting at RAC, like where are you? I called like a tow truck like an hour or 3 hours ago. Where are you? You know, and I like retweeting them or just like, you know, or liking them or like replying back, being like on my way, or I don't know, something like that. It's a good way to kind of troll people. It's kind of mean, actually. Yeah, Lizzie. Yeah, so the tour got delayed, and I actually kind of like this because, yeah, like you were saying, more people will know the album by the time I go out to tour. So it's like usually you tour right after the album comes out, and people are still kind of digesting the music. Yeah. I can't find the music with this insurance. This insurance premiums are very low. Speaking about spending, do you handle all that management promotion type of stuff yourself? No, not really. I have a manager and a team around me that help with like a lot of that stuff. And you know, especially with the release, I'm working with the label, and like they're doing a lot of that. Have I done any VR stuff? You know, I was like this close to ordering an Index yesterday. But I have the PSVR, and I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I just I really want to play Half-Life Alyx, but like I'm too what's the word? Impatient to wait 8 weeks for the ship. So I'm just like waiting till they're more available, and then I'll just order it. Ever played Cookie Clicker? No. I have fiber as well. Yeah, gigabit internet. Yeah, it's not real. It's a shame that the rest of studio doesn't communicate that much. Oh, is that true? I haven't really fought. I just kind of like discovered the game like a couple days ago, so. Oh, Stunna, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Dre, do you think that live streaming has helped fuel some exposure to Boy instead of touring? 100%. I mean, like, yeah, like real stats. Like even just, I mean, on Twitch as of right now, there's 2.8 million views, and there's been an ad for the album right there. Also, just like, you know, people actually watching me. It's never always as simple as like just advertising the album. It's sort of advertising the project as a whole, and which leads to albums and like other things like that. So it's all encompassing, but I think that this has definitely helped for sure. I mean, better than doing nothing. I mean, for sure, you know. Because like, think about it, like if I just posted on social media, you know, what am I gonna, I'm gonna post maybe a couple times, you know, without being obnoxious, you know, like, hey, check out the new album, you know, it's like, there's only so much exposure you can get from that, and doing this on a more consistent basis has definitely had a positive impact in like just raising awareness of the album. I mean, I don't think that I'm doing this just to like, oh yeah, check out the album, but it's the sort of good side effect, you know. Should I change this to just chatting? I guess there's some music in the background. What's up, Des? Okay, just catching up here. Do you have any pieces of the track language from Porter on your computer? No, I don't. I only have it from... Oh, we got a hype train. Okay, now I gotta play some music. No, I only worked on Sea of Voices. Okay, I'm just gonna... Do you think you might do a game stream in the future? Yeah, no, I want to. I definitely want to play League of Legends. Yeah. Okay, we're at 8:02 now. Sick. Oh wow, ordered in March, only got it 2 weeks ago. See, that's what I'm talking about. Is like I'm too impatient for that. Like I want it, but I kind of want to like just do it, you know, when I'm ready. Thanks for the stream, or thanks for the sub, T. Nicholson. Appreciate that. Oh no, Liz started her trek a couple days ago. Yeah. Okay, let me just catch up with the chat real quick and then get into some music for this hype train. How do the cats feel about you being home so much for the last few months? Oh, I think they love it. Oh, Brian Gibbons, because I work in digital advertising. 2.8 million display ads would easily cost around 18K, so streaming is a good dual purpose. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You could argue that this is better than typical just advertising, you know, but that's a whole rabbit hole. Okay, now for real, let's get into some. Okay, I got the. I can find it.
I was lost and uncertain, but my heart was still mine. I was free before I met you. I was broken but free, all alone in a clear view, but now you are all I see. Hey, wait a minute, no, you can't do this to me. Wait a minute, no, that's not fair. Hey, wait a minute, you're on me like jewelry. You really like it, but I'm so scared. Why you have to go and make me like you? Yeah, this is the feeling I'm not used to. Why you have to go and make me like you? I'm so mad at you, cause now you got me missing you. Cause now you got me missing you. Something I could get used to. I could get used to.
This one like doesn't have a bass line, so it feels so weird.
Your lips on my lips. Oh, I can't believe it. How good it could be. Didn't wanna believe it, but now you are on the scene. Hey, wait a minute. No, you can't do this to me. Wait a minute. No, that's not fair. Hey, wait a minute. You're on me like jewelry. You really like it, but I'm so scared. Why you have to go and make me like you? Yeah, this is the feeling I'm not used to. Why you have to go and make me like you? I'm so mad at you, cause now you got me missing you. Why you have to go and make me like you? This is the feeling I'm not used to. Why you have to go and make me like you? About you, I'm so mad at you, cause now you're missing you. Why you have to go and make me like you? Yeah, this is the feeling I'm not used to. Why you have to go and make me like you? I'm so mad at you, cause now you got me missing you. Why you have to go and make me like you? This is the feeling I'm not used to.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. So one thing that I did before the stream, I was kind of playing around with these vocal parts for obviously the Temper Trap remix, but they're sort of cycling. So on this side, there's like two. It's like half the same time as the one on the right, but and it's cycling through all these different little loops, basically. And you can mix that with. It's not really meant to be on its own, obviously, but then when you add. Thank you, Stun. I appreciate that. Yeah, what is the BTTV? Other people have recommended that, but I actually have no idea what that is. Okay, gotcha. So it's like something I add to the account or whatever. I think I've seen that option, yeah. Gotcha. somebody was asking for Toulouse, or Blaster Mike was asking for Toulouse. This is technically Toulouse, but.
That's why I like. That's why I like.
Good to know. I'll have to make that bigger. In fact, like I might just move it into the description of the video because it's already kind of everywhere, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like people actually notice it half the time. So it's kind of just taking up space. By the way, it's kind of funny because as the stream is growing and whatever, like we were talking about getting a sponsor for it, and we've decided that we're only going to get cat company sponsors, so like cat treats or like cat food and stuff like that. So I'm kind of stoked because I think it'll be kind of like hilarious. It's like no music, no nothing, just cat stuff. It would be fun to get the company RAC to sponsor. In fact, like I almost got a song placed with them, which would have been really funny. ended up getting this Mitsubishi commercial anyway, but instead, but yeah, the lint roller sponsors. I've kind of forgotten about this, but I put the lint rollers in the gear link. So in the midst of all the equipment, there's a link to like some lint rollers on Amazon. But it's funny because it's a referral link too, so so maybe I'll make like a couple cents off of that. Is there any way I can buy a sample pack from you? I don't sell them direct, but I do have. I did a pack for Splice, and I did a pack for this other app called Oxy. So those are the only 2 packs I've ever done. I am working on another one for Splice, so I'll have that one soon. What's up, Patlock? How's it going? Yeah, it's on Splice. Check it out. I think it's called RAC Volume 1 or something like that. What's up, Pat? I think I'm gonna be on Pat's show, and I think I'm gonna wrangle Pat in for my show at some point too. But yeah, I think that. So speaking of like other segments and things to do, I think it'd be fun to have like other musicians, other artists, whatever, on the stream and like chat about things, and just to kind of change it up and do something different, Find a good. Nope. Yeah, so next Friday we're gonna do it. Oh yeah, what time? What time, Pat? I mean, I think you told me, but just so they know. Get into some. There you go, Tucker.
So you looking at me, girl. When I first set foot into the room, you didn't want me to see, girl. You didn't want to lay your cards so soon. I see you mulling it over. what your friends might think of you. Angel on your shoulder, but you know just what you wanna do. Well, I don't need to know a thing about your past. No, I just want one night with you, no strings attached. And I know that we might not be a perfect match.
Prison Mike.
I just want one night with you, no strings attached. I know you're trying to be good, girl, but you imagine what I'm like in bed. You try to push it aside, girl, but it already went through your head. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're buzzing like a honeybee. Ooh, while you're trying to control it, when you wanna just come home with me. Well, I don't need to know a thing about your past. No, I just want one night with you, no strings attached. And I know that we might not be a perfect match, but I just want one night with you, no strings attached. Well, I don't want to think this through. I just want one night with you. No, I don't want to think this through. I just want one night with you,
Yeah. A lot of swing today. Actually, it's funny you bring that up because that's actually one of the things that I changed is I organized the drums based on swing, or kind loosely. So like if I want to do a more swung beat, I have like a whole bunch of samples that kind of work together. I don't have like a global swing setting though. I should probably work that in. difference in the way that you tend to build a track like drums first or anything like that, or does it just depend on your inspiration? So it's the writing is a little bit looser because I can write something on like just the act of writing an idea or like coming up with an idea on an instrument, that can be on anything, but the actual recording usually starts with the drums. Especially if I'm recording like a physical instrument, like a guitar. I think it's super important to get like a beat down, and at least loosely, so that you can build off of that. Because there's so much like playing into the beat that you can do, like as a guitar player or playing, physically playing something, that if you try to reverse engineer, it doesn't really work. Like I think adding drums on top of something that you already made and recorded, and trying to like push that into working doesn't really work for me. So yeah, drums are super important. Rhythm in general is just super important. There's so much nuance to it. Yeah, I feel like I learned that the drums are going to be my bones when I'm laying everything down. Yeah, it's super important. Let's actually, I meant to play this earlier. A troubleshooter, Frega Blended. Thanks. Love these live mixes with your insight. Keep up the great work and amazing music, dude. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, let me change the bass line here real quick.
Intention, make a light that shine forever, make a light that shines forever. Passion, let the world wash over me. Expression, keep me up, can't go to sleep. Intention, make a light that shine forever, make a light that shines forever. Passion, let the world wash over me. Expression, keep me up, can't go to sleep. Intention, make a light that shine forever, make a light that shines forever. Passion, let the world wash over me. Expression, keep me up, can't go to sleep. Intention, make a light that shine forever, make a light that shines forever. Passion, let the world wash over me. Expression, keep me up, can't go to sleep. Intention, make a light that shine forever, make a light that shines forever. Passion, let the world wash over me. Expression, keep me up, can't go to sleep. Intention, make a light that shine forever, make a light that shines forever. Passion, let the world wash over me. Expression, keep me up, can't go to sleep. Intention, make a light that shine forever, make a light that shines forever.
Man delivers is not DiGiorno. That's really funny. Oh, Diesa, I'm late to realizing you've been doing this. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for being here. it going? Rollers ready? Do we defend with rollers? Is that how it works? Thank you. Thanks, guys. Welcome. I keep going back to these samples because I'm just having fun with it. Like. Cross-modulating oscillators. Yeah, dude. I don't know if you guys remember when we wrote, when I wrote this melody on the stream. It was a couple, probably 10 or 15 streams ago, but yeah. Yeah, Brian, killing it today. Thank you so much. just looking at. So I imagine a lot of you are cat owners, so you'll maybe understand this. But basically, like I buy my cats a lot of toys, like a lot of different things that I think that they'll like. You know, things with catnip, whatever, any kind of variation of toy. And you know, like I you know, just trying to make them happy, basically. And they don't really care that much, except for this. This is the one thing. They just love this thing. This is basically like a bunch of twist ties or whatever they're called that I got from cables, and I just string them together, and they go insane for this. It's trash, basically. But I mean, they're pretty chill right now, so I don't know if he's like really gonna go for it, but. Yeah, it's definitely like yeah, like a late night, 4 a.m. in the hallway, right outside your bedroom type of thing. My cat adopted me. Yeah. Yeah, we just live here. It's actually their house. Okay, let me get into something else here. Crazy, we're already at like an hour and a half. Oh, we're to 250 now, that's pretty nice. Do you have cat stick figures in the back of your Subaru? Joke's on you, I don't have a Subaru. No, I actually don't have, like, I know what you're talking about, but no, I don't. That would be kind of fun. My cat prefers 5 a.m. Yeah. No, T Nichols, like, it's actually the most, probably the safest bet for somebody that lives in Portland is that they'd own a Subaru. Like, that's pretty good. I'm in Portland, Oregon, Subaru country. I drive a Honda Fit. It's the most, like, I've had it forever. I've had it for like 12 years. It still works. I don't drive, basically, and I don't really see. For me personally, I don't really like to spend money on cars, so I have a relatively affordable, small, old car. But it actually fits a lot of stuff, as the name implies. What time is it in Portland? It's 7:30. It looks a lot brighter than it really is. Vermont is super country, yeah. Yeah, fit gang, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I just walk everywhere in Portland. It's sort of a luxury of living in downtown, but like, yeah, I just walk everywhere. Which I like. It's kind of why you live in this part of town, right? No, I think Subarus are great. Actually, I don't really need to take the Max anywhere. I mean, the Max is fine, whatever. Like, I've taken it to the airport from time to time, but it's yeah, I rarely drive. I don't really need to. Most of my family lives in Portland. Yeah, I mean, Portland's a cool spot. Like, I like it. It's very chill. Like, I don't know. It's how to describe Portland? I don't know. It's interesting because it's changing quite a bit. Like, the Portland that I moved to is quite different than what it is now. And like, I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like it's just different, you know. It's a little more, maybe I'll say it's grown up a little bit as a city. Like it's gotten a little more corporate in that sense, you know. There's still like a pretty ingrained like sense of like supporting local businesses and things like that, and I think that'll always persist. But you know, you see a lot of chains coming in. It's like it's getting to be like a bigger city now, whereas when I first moved here, it was like pretty small. No, I don't live on a Simpsons character street, but there are a bunch of them like Flanders and I'm like blanking on the other ones, but yeah, I kind of love that he was inspired by Portland street names, yeah, like Lovejoy and other things like that. Hi from Argentina, what's up? Yeah, at this time of the year it stays pretty bright up until like maybe even 9 o'clock sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just this time, but then like in the winters, like the sun goes down at like 4 o'clock, so that's not fun. I don't like that. That is sort of a downside. What is my favorite fast food joint? Bo's just going to town over there. Forget the wide angle. Kind of dark. Krusty Avenue. I forget what I was talking about, but favorite fast food joint. Trying to think. I mean, if I'm gonna go with like Super Deluxe is pretty good for Portland fast food, I guess. Little Big Burger is pretty good. I'm a huge fan of yours from India. What's up, India? I've been many places in India. Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, Delhi. It's great, actually. I really like it there. Although it was kind of funny being like a foreigner there, obviously. Like I was with my friend Carl, and he had like long blonde hair, and it was just funny. Like people there, everybody stares at you. I don't know if that's like normal thing or whatever, but it was kind of funny, just like you know, walking past somebody and they're just staring at you the whole time, like it's no big deal. I think it's just like a cultural thing, but it was kind of odd at first. I was like, are they staring at us? Like, what? Did we do something? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of funny. Do you Reddit? Yes. I've been on Reddit since 2007 or something like that. What's my order at Pok Pok? I really like the papaya salad. Actually, I think it's pretty solid. There's a fun fact about Abraham Lincoln loved cats so much that once fed them from the table during a formal White House dinner. That's amazing. If the cold fork was good enough for the former President James Buchanan, I think it's good enough for Tabby. That's pretty great, actually. That's cool. In China, people take pictures with you like a superstar. Yeah, well, that's another thing that happened in India, actually. Like, we went to, I don't know, a couple different like tourist spots and whatever, and a lot of people like I have photos from my camera with a whole lot of people that just wanted to take a photo with my camera. They was like, selfie? I'm like, okay, are you gonna pull out your phone? He's like, no, with yours. I'm like, okay, all right. So I have all these selfies with these random people in India that, you know, they obviously didn't ask for the photo or whatever. They were just like, just wanted to be in a photo. So I think it's funny. Pok Pok is a Thai restaurant in Portland, Oregon. really? So it translates to plant. That's cool. Yeah, the wings are great. Yeah, the wings are awesome. Yeah, it's definitely like a staple if you visit Portland. Actually, speaking of like India, Bollywood theater in Portland is great. Really good Indian food. I know it's called a theater, which doesn't make any sense, but it's a restaurant. It's great. I was born in the Philippines and had platinum blonde hair. The Filipino lights couldn't help pinch my cheeks. Yeah, I wasn't like offended or anything. It was just kind of funny. Like it's like people just staring at me. Like it's kind of odd if you're not used to it. Funny sample here.
I'm not telling you again. What you need is just a slap around to make everything stop and kill the fall. When you come back down, I'm not everything you want. I'm just a tease. Maybe I'm out of touch. You could tell me what you want. I'll give it to you. Maybe you think too much. 'Cause you're Hollywood. You never should. We never talk anymore. With your high heels on, you kill the sun. I'm not your friend anymore. Now I'm so sick and tired of everyone telling you what you want. I could never keep track of who's gonna come when you start waving your magic wand. And you seem to forget everything that you said before you had it written for you. There's too much going on that you need to belong to. It's the only thing you know how to do. 'Cause you're Hollywood, another one. You made it all on your own. With your high heels on, you kill the sun. I'm not your friend anymore. You've been high.
Thank you, 6 to 7 blunts. Appreciate that.
You never should. We never talk anymore.
just catching up with the chat here real quick. I will. I'm not going to gloss over this question, but I'll leave part of it unanswered. It says thoughts on psychedelics. I actually think everything should be legal, and that's just my stance on it. Not to foster abuse or any, substance abuse or anything like that, but actually to make it to take the criminal element out of it, because I think that's been problematic. So I'll leave it at that. There's a large portion of our population that is incarcerated due to like ridiculous laws. So that's my take on it. What do you think about live shows versus streaming like this in the future? I mean, I think they're going to coexist, but for now, I'm kind of having fun with this, If I see you in public, I'm gonna stare because you're okay with it. Well, we'll see. Just catching up here. Mr. Combined 3. I want to do this like you. Where did you learn this from? I mean, this is like none of this is like learned like one thing. This is like a million different things that I've learned over the years. It's hard to pinpoint like trial and error just over 15, 20 years. I don't know there's anywhere I can really point at. Penguin Prison. Yes. Okay, first time. Radio Technia. What's up? Mexico City. Great city. Love Mexico. And Mexico City. Dre 2020. I'm just catching up with the chat. Yeah, legalize everything. Maybe decriminalize is a more appropriate way to say it. But yeah, no, I saw firsthand what Portugal used to be and what decriminalizing did, which was it like obviously people still use and abuse drugs, but a lot of all that effort went into care versus incarceration, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, it's like anytime you say anything with like kind of like an extreme, I feel like that's somewhat of an extreme position to take. It's like, well, what about meth? What about heroin? It's like, well, those are sort of the problem areas. But I don't know. I'm not running for office. I don't really have to think about that. But but generally speaking, I think incarcerating people for using drugs is ridiculous. But that's just me. Settle an argument during COVID. Can you hang out with other people? If so, what's the limit? I don't know. I mean, I think it appears that using a mask severely limits the amount of risk involved. So if you're okay with that, I think it's fine. I don't know. There's sort of a lot of. It's hard to say if it's misinformation or just bad information. I don't know. There's sort of just like. There's so much information just flying around. I don't really know, and I certainly wouldn't listen to me about it because I don't. I stay inside all the time anyway. Yeah, addiction is hell itself. Sending people to prison just makes things worse. Yes, 100%. Let's keep it light, yeah. Yeah, Adderall, legal meth. Yeah, like society needs to stop seeing drugs. Drug use as a bad action by an inherently bad person that start treating mental illness. Yeah, I mean, there's so many layers to it. It's sort of just like this blanket idea of just like, incarcerating away the problem, which is clearly not working. I mean, how many like trillions of dollars have we spent in the war on drugs, and what have we gotten out of it? You know, nothing. So, in fact, I think we're worse off because of it. What's the reason behind Portland, Oregon? I don't know. It's a chill city on the West Coast. You know. Yeah, drug abuse should be treated as a mental illness, not criminal. Yeah. Derek with the the unrelated question. Picking one piece of gear to upgrade, which would it be and why? Well, it's hard to know what you have. Yeah, I mean, I think a sound card is probably like the most important. But then like an upgrade can mean so many things. I don't know. Yeah, it's like yeah, getting into serious conversation, which is fine. I'm certainly not I'm certainly not shy about some opinions that I have, but I do try to be empathetic and see the other side. I think it's important. I think it's important to hear like countering opinions. That's kind of a problem, right? Dream sound card. I mean, I kind of have it, I guess. It's like I have a bunch of Apollo, UA Apollo stuff that I really like. I think it's great. Can you explain the importance of a sound card? It's more like it's a dedicated piece of hardware that has a lot better components than traditionally what gets thrown into like a normal PC or a Mac. And I should say, you know, obviously like working on a Mac or PC, whatever, like for listening, it's fine, but like it's the recording side of it, they usually cut corners. So it's just better to have a dedicated unit. I mean, there's all kinds of other things like that, yeah. And in my case, the Apollo series, there's built-in DSP, and what that means is like it's actually kind of like what Jarek was saying, like it's similar to what a graphics card does for graphics, but it does it for audio. That's kind of simplifying it, but basically, yeah. So you can run plugins on this hardware, and you don't need to use your CPU, so you can run like a lot of plugins. Yeah, Focusrite is great. Have I watched some Mark Rebier? Yes, Mark is awesome. He's so funny. I love actually seeing like his live shows, because those seem to me, that's like on another level. Like seeing him do that in a live setting is pretty cool. Do you have a build list for your music creation PC? You know, I do. I should actually dig that up. I'll find it. Oh, we're getting raided again. Sweet, 2 raids. What's up, Chris Simon? How's it going? I need to upgrade to an Apollo style Scarlet. I mean, the Scarlet's great. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It just depends on like how many tracks you want. If you want DSP, you know. Yeah. I feel like Bye Bye Byte is trying to like really get into the weeds here, but like to answer your question, okay, do you think the Chinese investments within their Belt and Road Initiative is a way to buy influence around the world? Is it just a way to increase their economic power? I think I feel like it's more economic than it is influence. I mean, the two go hand in hand, right? But to me, a lot of people just kind of look at that as like, oh, is China trying to like do this and that? It's like, I think they're just trying to make money. Like I think this is what it comes down to. I think they're trying to like defer their reliance on the Western world, and I understand why. You know, how many capture cards do you have? I have 3. They're all HD Elgato HD60Ss. Yeah. Do you have any recommendation for desktop speakers? I mean, these aren't normal. These I feel like that's a bad recommendation. But I use the Monroe Eggs, but I don't know if those are really like, yeah. I don't know if those are like really the ones. I'd say that some of the like KRKs are pretty decent. What's up, Chris Simon? How's it going? Yeah, stream's been fun. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Welcome everybody. We're kind of lost in a chat about what's it called, like macroeconomics and geopolitics, you know. Wait, who got kicked off of Twitch? I totally missed that. Okay, anyway. Have you played the VCV RAC? Is that the Slate Audio thing? If it is, I think I have. Yeah, I do, yeah. Here's a softball. Is Ableton Max worth it over standard? And by standard, I think you mean the version within Ableton. Okay, so if you're building art installations and like doing like really interesting programming stuff with like the full version of Max is like pretty necessary. But if you're just using it to like download some plugins, some like custom made plugins, then yeah, the Max for Live version is totally fine. What's the significance of the tattoo on your left arm? It's a pattern and some waveforms, a whole bunch of stuff. Which one is webcam? The one up top is the webcam. So the Razer Keo or whatever. Been listening to your music since I was in high school. Nice. That's awesome. That's crazy. I mean, I guess I have been doing this for a while, but okay, you are sitting down to a nice relaxing evening. What is on your playlist? Karangabin. I'm gonna go with that. Real quick, what's the meaning of life? I don't think there is. That's not true. I think we create meaning, right? But I would say that we're not, it's not like a right, you know, to have meaning. Like it's just, we're barreling through space on a rock. Like that's it. We're lucky to be that, you know, so where else we can find, you know, we find meaning in things that are important to us. So that's my take of saying the meaning of life without saying 42, because that's a cop-out answer. Yeah, Destiny, right? That's funny. Do you believe in aliens? Okay, we're getting in the weeds. Do I believe in aliens? I mean, I think the likelihood of there being some kind of like intelligence out there is pretty high, but they probably look at us as like we look at ants, you know? That's I mean, just the odds, like, you know. Oh, right, we were talking about Mark Rebier. He got kicked off of Twitch? Really? Yeah, he takes his shirt off in every stream. It's like part of the gimmick, right? He wears like a silk robe in his underwear. Like, it's great. It's so funny. But I guess there's probably some nudity rules or something like that. Cat's names, Bo and Juno. She's over there. Okay, VCV RAC is an open source. No, I have not messed around with that. That sounds cool though. Okay, I'm like lagging behind here. I gotta catch up. Sometimes when you're turning the knobs and pushing the keys and stuff, I don't notice the difference in the music sound. What are you doing? Or am I just music deaf? It's more subtle. It's a lot of small things that add up to bigger things. So like adding drums here. But this is just like a filter. So it's basically so you still have some music playing in the background, but I can speak clearly and you're not. Hopefully you can hear me, right? How do you play the scenes in Novation XL? I don't use any of that stuff. In fact, this is on user mode. I basically use this as a MIDI controller. I don't use any of the built-in stuff. That's actually my biggest gripe with the Ableton push. They really want you to use Ableton in their way, and like, I mean, I think you can use it as a MIDI controller, but a lot of the benefits and stuff come from like using it the way that they want you to, basically. It's a condo, yeah. Yeah, find meaning and responsibility, yeah. The meaning to life is to eat and be eaten. I mean, for most creatures on Earth, yeah. Oh, Han, yeah, no worries about donations. That's all good. I appreciate you being here and watching. Yeah, we're on to stories in the end. Yeah. People posting these questions as jokes and I'm giving really insightful answers. No, I like big topics, you know. It's obviously not always conducive for like a Twitch stream, but you know. Somebody develops Nifty AI that can splice whole songs into MIDI drum bass splitter. Oh, interesting. That's really cool. I gotta check that out. Existentialist Artist Collective, yeah. Favorite Taco Bell? I honestly have not been to Taco Bell so long. I mean, it's been a really long time. I mean, yeah, I can't remember, like, I can't even, like, remember, like, anything that I had there. I mean, I remember going there all the time, but, I mean, the Baja Blast, I guess. How do you shorten and elongate the loops? Oh, I do that all manually before. So when I'm playing, I'm not messing around with that. Oh, could you explain, please, what you mean when you say it's 125 BPM? So it's a standard measurement of rhythm, so it's beats per minute. So this is 119 actually. So, because 119, let me do a more drastic change, like I'm gonna do 80. I imagine you can hear that, right? 120, 160, 120. Okay, back to 120. Couldn't tell any difference. Well, if you can't hear that difference, I don't know if I can help. Team Sparkle Nerd. The Mexican pizza and Supreme Crunch. Yeah, maybe we get Taco Bell as a sponsor. Eurobeat intensifies. The human eye can't tell the difference between 30 and 60 BPM. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I can imagine that, like, something that slow. But you could probably hear it. But yeah, maybe visually. And is that where consciousness suddenly is that the conscious moment that you live in? Like that time period in between 30 and 60? Because Because above 60, you can tell the difference, right? Who are we? What is time? Yeah, time is an illusion. Hey, buddy. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Right. Yeah, we can only see under 60 FPS or whatever. I don't know. All my monitors are 144. Has Bobo been disappointed every day after his birthday? Yes, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna change a chord and go feed them, and then I'll be back, and then I'm gonna actually play some new music. Okay, I'm gonna leave this. I'll be right back. Catching up here. Chat, if you had to drop a sense, what would it be? I mean, if I had to pick one, yeah, probably smell. Like, if I really had to pick one, yeah. I mean, I don't mind having the sense of smell. Bye Bite finally dropped the question. Okay, let's get into it. Let's change the subject to philosophy. Every action is interpreted subjectively different by every observer, so every single person has his or her own reality interpretation about the universe. If this is the case, is there a single absolute truth? If so, is there a way to ever know it? If not, how do we ever live knowing that we will never know the absolute truth of things? Oh, Plato's allegory of the cave. Yes. Okay, wait, what's the question? It's like, if this is the case, is there a single absolute truth? Is there truth? Yes, I think so. I think there's an absolute truth, but we will never know it, because we will always perceive things through our senses, and even through our tools and things that we create to measure things, it's still in some way filtered through our own biases, So, but I think that's okay. Like, it's not a big deal, right? Like. I got my first test today. It wasn't that bad. I would do it again. Best advice for listeners is just relax your face. Yeah, losing smell could affect memory, because I see those two as like sort of being connected in many ways. A tattoo of the fire and staircase. That's awesome. Yeah, truth is in the eye of the beholder. We might be the only Twitch stream talking about philosophy. I don't know. Right, like where do you actually begin? Right, like, is it how many cells does it take to become a person? Is consciousness really actually tied to our physical body? I mean, we think it is. We don't know. Right? Isn't that crazy? This chat right now is great, by the way. And then no, it's just like, what's the song? You're a brain that's driving a flesh mech. I like that. Yeah, flesh prison. Bubba.
Sunlight, your limousines get stuck in traffic.
was panning down, you'd get a full view. Oh my god. He's really digging in there too. Thank you, Stunna Street. Appreciate that. Just catching up here. Did you fools use your Twitch subs yet? Twitch Prime subs yet? You see people use it from time to time, which is cool. I wish I had a tail. Nice. Yeah, the Neuralink thing is actually pretty interesting because it's sort of just like they're just trying to make an interface and then let the programmers run wild with it, basically. Because I actually do believe that our brains are pretty malleable. You can kind of put a brain connected to something and it'll, like, hopefully over time, like know how to use it. And I mean that in the sense of like pretty broadly speaking, like for example, like when you get in a car, you sort of, in a very primitive way, become one with the vehicle, you know, and like control it that way. I just mean like I feel like our brains are pretty malleable, and if you connect something to it, you might be able to interact with it in a meaningful way. But this is all hypothetical, obviously, but it would be, I think it's pretty cool, but I think the concern is that only certain people would get it, and then others, it would create like, it could potentially create like a huge advantage for some people, basically, if you have enough funds. For New Year's, I remember you playing a song at Lufest. Yeah, Lufest, I think that was, 2014 maybe. Maybe 2014, that sounds about right. Yeah. Do you have any interactions with Amtrak? Amtrak the artist. Yeah, we played a bunch of shows. I mean, he did a remix for this song. We can barely safeguard a system of government. I don't want to give control over my brain. Yeah, hopefully this would be just like neural nets running on like a local device or something. Also, I feel like sometimes we give these systems a little bit too much credit. Like it sounds mind blowing, but it could just mean that maybe we do math really quickly or something, as opposed to like some actual like full blown artificial intelligence. You know. I'm sure you travel a lot for tour. What was your favorite destination? I mean, probably Japan. I love playing in Japan anytime I get. Rosé run out this Friday. No, I've been drinking. I did run out of rosé, but I don't want to drink every stream because then it's like, then I feel like I have to or something. Like I'd rather just enjoy a drink from time to time, you know. Because I'm creating habits, you know. I'd rather create a good habit in drinking water, you know. Not that I'm against it, but you know, I'm just trying to change it up. I'm a software engineer. I'm very interested in the idea of expanding the bandwidth between us and the machine. Expanding the bandwidth. Yeah. Band and machine. You have endlessly expressive. Yes. So that's the main idea, right? Like, is that like connection with the phone or whatever is already a very deep connection. I mean, the phone knows more about you than you know, really. Whether that's running on the cloud or whatever, it's still with this device. I don't go anywhere without it. Like I rarely go to a different part of the house without it, you know, like completely hooked on it. And I don't even mean in the sense that I'm like checking social media all day. It's not even that. It's just like a part of life now. So if you extrapolate that further, and when your interface is faster than typing into like an interface, when you're able to like tell it what you want, that just accelerates everything. So I can only imagine what you could do with that, you know. What's your favorite place in Japan? I've been all over the place. I mean, Tokyo is obviously great. Hold on one second. Yeah, I've been to Hokkaido as well, which was very cool. It was interesting to see a more like rural side of Japan, kind of out in the country. You know, it was cool. People were really nice. I'm just catching up here. Do you have a go-to rosé? Not really, to be honest. I just kind of pick up something that looks decent. I should probably get into it more. Ghost in the Shell Sack Season 2. Yeah, no, that sounds cool. I used to watch that back in the day. Would you rather be blind or deaf, considering that you love music more than the average person? Oh, that would be very tricky. You know, it's I mean, this is an impossible question, but if it really came down to it, I would actually want my sight, because I feel like as much as I love music and whatever, like I think it'd be really hard to live like you know, what I'm used to and what I know without that. Even though as much as I love music, I think it'd just be a harder life, you know. This dude is pro Borg, yeah. Oh yeah, Kyoto is great. Yeah, Kyoto's wonderful. Yeah, I've been to Nara as well. It's great. Rosé, best stuff out there. Cool, I'll check it out. Deaf people can still enjoy music. Yeah, it's very true, because there's sort of it's not binary, right? It's not like either you hear nothing and hear everything. It's like a lot of people are like somewhere in the middle, and so even if maybe it's not defined, it's still, you can still enjoy it. I met a deaf girl that came to one of my shows once, and she had a lot of really nice things to say, and it really kind of, it was sort of just it made me actually feel like really appreciative of the fact that I, you know, that I could hear things in that way, but it was also really, I really appreciated the fact that she enjoyed it too, you know. And I mean, I can't possibly imagine what that's like, but yeah, it's interesting. 67 blends that I would rather lose my sight. Music is literally everything to me tonight. I mean, I totally get that. It's just like, it's just the daily kind of interactions, you know, doing life stuff that would be kind of hard without it, you know. Brian, are you a human supremacist?
I could lift you up. I could show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. I can fill your cup. You know my river won't evaporate. This world we still appreciate. You could be my luck. Even in a hurricane of frowns, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. I could show you love. In a tidal wave of mystery, you'll still be standing next to me. You could be my luck. Even if we're 6 feet underground, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. I can lift you up. I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. I can lift you up. I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
Oh, we got another hype
We're
train.
safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
Yeah, Nightbot is like an actual human with a Neuralink, you know? Just connected to Discord and Twitch 24/7.
We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
sort of like done on the fly. Thank you, Zeno. Yeah, like Santa Steve mentioned. Oh yeah, right. The hype train's going. Like Santa Steve mentioned, it's Santa Steve actually makes all of these available to our Discord members, which is like a Twitch sub Patreon thing. So yeah, well you're in now, so check it out. It's like in the pinned comment. You'll find it. Thank you, Brian. You guys have been really generous today. I appreciate that. I think Zeno, I think you need to connect. Oh, whatever. That reply already says that. Never mind. Thank you, CD. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Level 4, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. And Steve taking us home. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'm gonna get the door for Bo. Is Pepe, is that the one from the BT TV or whatever extension? The one that people keep asking me to turn on? Hey, Juju. Okay, I'll add better TTV or whatever on the next stream. I gotta look into it. Dance comp with Juno, yeah. I feel like she just she kind of like sits there. Yeah, come for the music, stay for the cats. Thank you, Brian. Seriously, yeah, you guys have been super nice today. I mean, you're always nice, but like today especially. Hey, buddy. see how mean that was? Like, he just like goes right for her for no reason at all. Concert socks. How did you end up with this setup? Did you start DJing on CDJs? No, I've always done more DJ stuff with Ableton than I have used CDJs a lot, but I'm much more comfortable with Ableton because this is where I record with. Ableton is so much more powerful anyway. I mean, there's barely anything you can do with CDJs except play tracks and some looping functions and things like that, but it's like, it's kind of limiting, I guess. So like, I like having ultimate flexibility, you know? Yeah, but Bo has lots of pent-up emotions, a lot of feelings he doesn't quite understand. He got snipped early on in his life, so he never experienced anything like that. So he's just a lot of mixed feelings, you know. Doesn't quite understand himself. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Poor Bo. His boy about Bobo. I may have set up this transition without having picked a chord progression to switch to yet, so I'm gonna try to figure that out real quick. Athena, how's it going?
Tell me your problems. I'm here for you. Just try to stay sober. It's eating you. And they say you are a monster, but what I see's a child. Your eyes are glowing red, and your tongue has caught on fire. You are golden, you are pure, you are golden.
Totally missed that one.
so rough with me. When you are a gem, and they ask how I can love you, when all they see is this. But I see things that you can't contain, and what it does to you.
So let go of your fire. Let it go of your fire. Build it up till we crash in the smoke and the ash. Let it go of your fire. Let go of your fire. Let it go of your fire. Build it up till we crash in the smoke and the ash.
He's in the litter box now right now. I keep missing the drop, that's fine. Serious battle happening over here. So yeah, I've been having fun, like basically ever since I figured out that I can slow down the BPM and create this really weird thing. I tried it once at the beginning of the stream, and I feel like it's too slow to start with. But I like the idea of sort of as we're kind of wrapping up the stream, almost on 3 hours already, crazy. Also, like I'm happy that the viewer count has like definitely grown quite a bit, which is awesome. So thank you all for being here. I did. Obviously with the promoted streams, like you get like a ton of people, but like it's cool to see like the on the weekly everyday type of stream, not every day, but you know what I mean, like the more typical streams, people keep coming back, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I think the barnyard will be a special thing from time to time. Yeah. Thanks, Zeno. Appreciate that. Santa Stephen Baller Brian. Oh, you came up under recommended on Twitch, otherwise I wouldn't have discovered it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that you discovered it just through that. That's awesome. It's always funny when people, it's funny to me, like when people discover my music at this point, just because I've been doing this for like a really long time. So there's like a lot to catch up on, I mean, these streams are one thing, but like if you do like a deeper dive, I mean, it's a lot of material. But that's cool if you're into it. Oh yeah, through Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, that's cool. Pilgrim? Yeah. Thanks, Brian. Seriously, like, Baller Brian, yeah, for sure. Cool. Glad you guys are enjoying it. I've been. It's funny because I never even got into like some of the production on that remix, but maybe I'll do that on Monday. What I was gonna say, I like a you know, a lot of this is always going to be a work in progress. It's going to be me kind of building it out. But, you know, part of the work really that doesn't really go into the versioning in the corner, you know, is just kind of playing it and discovering new things on stream usually. And I don't spend a whole lot of time playing it not on stream because it's mostly just like I'm trying to get the technical stuff ready or improved, and then the stream is like where it can be a little more freeform and kind of fun and just experimental. The Godspeed You Black Emperor, I love that band. They're great. Hotline Miami, that's a great game too. I think what I was getting at was that like I'm continually trying to update this so it doesn't get like basically like it seems like you guys have been great. You keep showing up, so clearly like it's interesting enough. But like my job is to continue to develop it and like continue to improve it and create enough variety whereas like any stream can go in any different direction and just like kind of see what happens, you know. I think that's what's fun about it. This is that like so I feel like I you know like if you've been coming to the streams for a while now, you'll notice that there are certain chord progressions that get repeated a lot and different samples. You start to pick out the different things, and like I'm constantly trying to fight that because I keep trying to do something new and interesting every time, and it's kind of tricky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but concert sucks. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I could probably do the BPM, but it's honestly sometimes easier to just be like, hey, it's 72. You know, it's 72 right now. Yeah, the new drum tracks, especially with the drums. Fortunately, I have a lot of options now, but there's just certain things that I you know, it's obviously always work in progress and just messing around trying to develop it. So thank you all for being here and for spending your Friday evening with me. So let's go over these samples. Steve, I actually got a copyright strike for, even though it's like, yeah, I was kind of like, I'll maybe here, if you go to my social media, you'll find a link for it, but but I can't really play it on the stream, unfortunately. I did, and I got not a strike, I got like demonetized. I was just gonna mention real quick these samples. So this is Sigur Rós, obviously I had to play that. For Timber Trap. This is from Fever, actually. This is from Pink and Blue, actually. Thank you all for being here once again. Yeah, so this is a SM7B, and it's right here. It's kind of hidden. I've never really talked about my vocal chain very much. It's nothing too complicated. Hold on. Yes, it's this thing right here, which you can only see in the top right corner. So it's I can speak really closely to it if I want. It has a pretty heavy compressor on it, but it's running through a pretty nice preamp that I just have sitting here. It's convenient. It's not necessary, but I have it, so I might as well use it. And then running in through a compressor on that computer, and then running back into my streaming computer, which is actually this whole system here. Yeah, so that's that. Okay. Wait, do I need to change the BPM on this? I don't think so. Oh, wait. Okay. This always happens, like... Oh, my brother did that, didn't he? I'm just, like, messing with it, like, the whole time. Like, this is something I can never do at the end of a normal show, right? Like, people would be like... People wouldn't get it, like... Maybe some would, but... Bobo, I'm coming for you. Come back for more, huh? Okay, let's raid my brother. Actually, Oliver's on. You know, we haven't rated Oliver yet. I think that'd be fun. Also keep my brother on his toes, you know, so he doesn't expect it every time. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you everybody. Have a good night. Let us raid some Oliver. Yeah, Bo wants some pets. He's kind of clumsy, actually. Let's raid Oliver. And if you don't know Oliver, you should. Don't fall off, Bo. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Here we go, guys. Have a good night. Happy Friday.